Yeah, we doing some crazy stuff here. It's your boy, Mr. Jenkins, ready to get down. Talk about some crazy that's been happening all up in the news and stuff. Like, we got a president, President Trump. Yo, this dude said oranges. And somebody actually wrote down oranges. Oh, never mind. Oh, dude, bugging. Oh, the Lakers retweeting what? I skipped a whole bunch of this stuff forward to see what's going on. But you can see the actors in here. I don't know Homeboy, but I know Homeboy right here from American Gods. Shadow Moon. How the world Shadow Moon up on this joint? Shadow Moon on the track. What? Are you saying that Flying Dragon is back? That dude got a big head, yo. Anyway, that dude said oranges. Oh yeah. All night. Take the dragon down, son. And be the voiceover for everyone. Psych. Let's see what's cracking with Tim Swartz. Yo, the Mad Ants. Skyforce. Let's see what we could do here, player. What we got going on? Let's give it up for Mr. Jenkins. Well, the Flying Dragon. I'ma get Flying Dragon. I got Mr. Flying Dragon. Yeek. Ooh, AI. Allen Iverson? No. Ooh. You don't want it. You don't want drama. Yeah, none of that. Oh gosh. Who are you tossing it to, player? Captain Trigonometry? Good spacing. Kind of weird to try to hold commentary when they're holding commentary. Really? Yeah, that dude big, yo. What? Phew. Oh, couldn't get that. I thought I did though. But it was a good try. Mm. Get in there. And one. Anyway. So yeah, our president's talking about oranges. What he meant to say was origins. Origins. Not oranges. You know, how is this dude still president? It's just really showing you proof that there are more stupid people than smart people in America. And you know what I blame it on? Slavery. Because look, if there wasn't for slavery, man, they wouldn't have generations of people that didn't have to do anything. So they didn't have to become real smart. You had everybody else do it for you. You know, don't take that much intelligence to be like, nigga, build me a shed. Or like, why I ain't making no money if I don't work. Like, it's just retarded stuff. Simple things. They ain't getting none of that. They don't want none of this. What? Now I'm gonna just bug them. I'm gonna just mess with them now. See, just rolling about. Ain't like he got some stuff going on. Nah, player. The boot. Get in there, player. Yeah, totally, man. I mean, look at him. He's on the card. He's just checking to see who's out here. You know it. He doesn't want it. Nah, but I don't think that's working. No, banged it. Banged it on him. I'll say too. Hasn't it? Shabuki. So, checking out this thing called American Gods on Stars Network. Should really check it out, man, if y'all ever have the chance. It's a really crazy joint, man. It's about like old gods and new gods, like worshiping and all that stuff. You know, when a dude says something really interesting, which I found kind of interesting, about you know, basically like we worshiping Jesus and everything, but Jesus teaches us to turn the other cheek, right? Like this whole like submission type thing, like, oh, all your rewards will be in heaven. But I look at it like, man, like it's kind of crazy when you think about it, because you know, it's like all of this stuff is like a big contradiction. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you know, Adam and Eve were the first men on earth, but you know, when you read in Genesis, it says that, you know, God created um, human beings, both male and female. You know what I mean? So men and women were created at the same time. You know what I mean? This was before Adam. I mean, just read the book. It says it. I mean, it explains why Cain, you know, when he supposedly killed Abel in the book or whatever, that somehow he was cast out and came back with a family. Now, how he come back with a family if only Adam and Eve was there? I mean, that's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's boneheaded logic right there. You know. And also, how is like Jesus the King of Jews, right? The King of the Jews. But yet the Jews don't recognize him as their king. And it's a contradiction, you know. It says, you know, if you're a slave and all these things, you know, you should be a good slave to your masters and all that stuff. You know, do what your masters want you to do. But, you know, and it even says, like, you know, follow the laws of the land, and the same laws of the land are the same laws as in heaven. But, you know what I'm saying, if Jesus would have followed all the laws of the land and all that stuff, then he wouldn't have been fucking crucified. He got crucified because he didn't follow through. You know what I mean? He rebelled. He rebelled against the laws of the land. You know what I mean? The laws of the land was by the Romans. And they won't have that, so they killed him for it. So it don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Be a good slave and all that. It don't even make sense. Moses was a freaking slave. So explain to me how Moses was a slave, and yeah, he rose up. You know what I'm saying? Most people were slaves. Daniel and Goliath, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And then they tell you, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, a rich man ain't gonna get into heaven. You know what I'm saying? You know who'll get into heaven? If you're poor, or give all your money away. You know what I mean? Being poor, you get your blessings on another plateau. Meanwhile, the other plateau is not giving you, oh dang, dude over here destroying me. Hold on, man. I'm not feeling that. You know, over here it just makes no sense, man. You know what I mean? Like, it feels kind of weird, right? When, like, everything is geared towards, you know what I'm saying, dudes being around nothing but other dudes. Like, oh man, you closer to God if you ain't with no chicks. You know what I mean? It says be fruitful and multiply, but yet, you know what I mean, you only marry one woman. So how you gonna be fruitful and multiply but only have one woman? That's not fruitful. That's one fruit. You know what I mean? It just makes no sense to me. You know, honor thy mother and thy father, but when you get married, you leave your mother and your father. You know what I mean? You become one with somebody else. So how you gonna honor your mother and father if you gonna be with somebody else that ain't your mother and your father, and you gonna honor their household? I mean, that sounds like a bunch of crap. So you know what I mean? I ain't even riding with that. You know what I mean? I think those 10 Commandments is the way to live and all that stuff. But you know what I mean? Saying that women need to cover their heads and all that stuff. I mean, you gotta really understand and think about this stuff. Like, you really think 3,000 years ago, or however thousands of years ago, they would ever imagine a cell phone? You know what I mean? That they could just talk to somebody there. You know, nobody expected you to be able to debunk all of this stuff and realize none of this stuff is as real as they say it is. And some of the stuff probably is as real as they say it is. I mean, they didn't have all of these different things that we have. You know what I mean? They didn't have no television, you know. They didn't have people that sat there and, like, told you fake news. You just either believed it or you didn't. It was word of mouth, you know what I mean? You know, I'm saying, like, things was inspired by God is not exactly God's work. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that they knew things that we didn't know. You know what I mean? The things that we didn't care to know because it made no sense for us to know. A lot of this stuff is just like, really? A lot of it is just like a bunch of really? Like, you really think things was like that? I mean, people didn't know about diseases and all of that stuff, man. Even when it talks in this Revelation stuff, you know what I mean? They talk about 7-headed dragons and people gonna be on horses and stuff. They ain't know nothing about no daggone a car. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they had no clue whatsoever somebody would make a roller skate. You know what I mean? Skateboard. The game of basketball. You know what I mean? It just made no sense. It's just stupid. I mean, people talk about there's a flat earth and a round earth. I mean, it's like, you ain't gonna change nothing by now. By now, ain't nothing gonna change. Even if it is true. Even if this world actually was flat, you ain't gonna convince the whole entire nation. Because you know what I'm saying? If you can sit here and convince the whole world that they said that this whole thing that they've been talking is just a giant freaking lie. Just a huge freaking lie. You know how much stuff would come tumbling down, how many people get fired, how many jobs would be lost, how many resources would be lost, how much funding would be pulled, how much fake funding and all that stuff, you know what I mean? That just destroy everything, man. It'll destroy everything, man. Like, it'll be like, what do we need to believe for, man? What do we need to believe and trust in anything for? You know what I mean? It's just not gonna happen. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, if you was to prove that the Bible, you know what I mean, wasn't 100% true. You know what I mean? Which I don't even understand how people do that. They're like, I'm 100% all in. You know what I mean? I believe everything is 100% true. And it's like, you really believe everything is 100% true. So things get translated, you know what I mean, into different languages, and things are lost in translation, which is the truth, you know. And then you talk about, you translate from ancient texts in Hebrew and stuff like that, and you talk about this, the Judaic God and all of that, but you know what I mean, there's an Old Testament and a New Testament, you know what I'm saying? Here come a magical dude that's like, yo, I died for all your sins. It's like, you ain't died for all the sins, and if you did, you know what I'm saying, how is that a plan? You know what I mean? You died because you know what I'm saying? This is why I say you should watch this American Gods thing. Because I'm saying, this dude say it real easy. You know what I mean? The chick said it real easy. He died because he rebelled against the Romans. You know what I mean? Things was written and stuff for the times and all of that stuff, you know? Where they were talking about, like, if you were a virgin, right? You know what I mean? In the Bible, it says if you were a virgin in a certain town, you know what I mean, that your mother and your father are supposed to take you out in the middle of the street. You know what I mean? And if you're unclean, you know what I'm saying, you were to be stripped of that title or whatever. Some back stuff. You know what I mean? But the whole fact is like, yeah, you gotta marry them and all this stuff, and girls gotta cover their head. I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure that was for that time, you know. But at the same time, what if everybody actually followed everything that they said in the Bible? You know what I mean? What if everybody actually did that? Do you think that we would have all of these issues and problems that we have today? Time to do some daddy stuff. Gotta pause this for the calls. Sorry about that, folks. Had daddy issues, things going on. Had to do some daddy stuff. Looks like I'm back though. Messed up my entire thing. But let's see what's popping here. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Daddy had to fix some issues. Home. Yeah. As I'm looking at my baby, I keep wondering, am I too old to be playing these video games? I got a baby sitting in there crying. Let's keep playing. Act as if nothing even happened. Yep. This was fun while it lasted, folks. Signing off once again. Yours truly. I am out for the evening. It was fun. See ya next time. Hey, enough of this. Enough of this. to try this one last time. See if we can't get to the end of this daggone game. Let's just see what we can do. You don't want none of that. Oh, they ain't even bothering with your boy no more. And took all of his pride, all his confidence, all his pride. You don't want none of that, man. I didn't want to do that. Oh, come on. I ain't want to do that either. He doing some man to crap. I got 15 and 9 and I got only a C+. 15 and 9 and I got a C+. A C+. Give me mine. Are you serious? Well, that's because I'm only like 5, 6 foot. You don't want none of that. They're just leaving that wide open for me. Oh gosh, Tatum. I can't do nothing against that. Yeah, we take it in all the way. Forget that dude. Oh, come on, man. You see this crap? It's like, how the heck? Yeah, give it up to your boy. Give it up to your boy. I don't care. Your boy ain't scoring no more. Oh, I got a D+. Oh, I got your D+, player. Come on, man. Alright, now they're starting to just do some goofy stuff. Alright, this is the goofy time. Alright, goofy time. Shoot that mother. Dude. Y'all seeing this stuff that I'm seeing? I ain't care. This is some crikey. I ain't get a single shot that was green. Get a D plus with this. How do you even do that? I get a D plus for 21 points. That's some charisma. Who cares about Young? There's a way to speed this up. Ooh. I ain't getting close to nothing. What's this dude got to say? Oh shit, it's the Falcon. Am I gonna be an Avenger? Ah man, whatever you talking about, man. You talking about the bullshit, man. Yeah, but that don't even mean nothing. Who cares about Marcus Young? Yeah, this dude be whining so much. Maybe. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Kells. Tony Lambo. Close AI. Why they keep saying AI? Like Allen Iverson? Bad news represent. Ooh, Mr. Jenkins says. Anyway, back to this whole thing, you know. Like, I mean, maybe women, maybe God is a woman. I mean, you know what I mean? But then again, at the same time, like I said, man, it says in the book that God created both male and female human beings at the same time, so they're on an equal level. You know what I mean? If you look up Adam, it just means earth. You know what I mean? You look up Eve, it's Hebrew for helper. You know what I mean? So if you're the earth, you have a helper of the earth. You know what I mean? So Adam was made of the earth. You know what I mean? Eve was made to assist Adam, who's made from the dust of the earth. but already male and human beings were already created male and female. But you know what I mean? Maybe Adam was created from the actual earth. You know what I mean? Not created so much as, I mean, Adam's special because of that. You know what I mean? He took his rib and made a woman, Eve, out of the dust of the earth. You know what I mean? Instead of conjuring them up, you know what I mean, as another animal. You know what I mean? Because they say made human beings, but something was special about Adam and Eve. He made different. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I don't understand, right? Is in all the book, man, they always make all of these women like the worst people in the world. You know what I mean? Like you can't have sex or something like that. You know, like, oh, I'm gonna take a vow of celibacy so I can serve the Lord. Like, what does that mean? You supposed to be fruitful and multiply. You supposed to sit there and try and have kids. And ain't nothing against people who can't have kids, because sometimes things like that happen. But when you make a conscious choice not to, so, you know what I mean? Something wrong with that, you know what I mean? It's weird, like, you know, like, if you commit adultery or something like that, you know, you cast out of a Catholic church, you know what I mean? But at the same time, get in his face. F that. What? Anyway, this is a theory I have, you know, like I say, it's all contradictions, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to have no false idols. You know what I mean? There's not supposed to be, you know, like, you don't worship, like, men, you worship God. But yet you have statues of people called saints and stuff like that, and they call themselves ordained ministers and all of this stuff, ordained by God. And it's like, by God, are you serious? It's like, yo, y'all the only ones that's doing this stuff. You know what I mean? Ordained by God. Are you serious? I don't even believe that. You know what I mean? I don't believe it just as much as I don't believe that there's millions and millions and millions of years. You know what I mean? How do you measure a million years? You know what I mean? If you ain't got nothing to measure it by, how you gonna measure it? You know what I mean? Show me some lineage. Show me some sort of heritage. Show me something past Dagon. You know what I mean? 6,000 years. You know? And even so, you know what I mean? We live in 2019, which is, you know, after God or after Christ. So what was before then? You know what I mean? And you counting backwards, which sounds stupid. It's a bunch of dumb stuff. It don't make no sense. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of that stuff is based on some truth, but, you know what I mean, written for man's understanding. You know what I mean? Which means that, you know what I'm saying, some things are going to be skewed and seemed in a different way in order for man to understand it. But man is, I'm like, if you're born into sin, right, and you're a man, and you create a book, and you know what I'm saying, you're not able to handle the power without being corrupt. Would you not be a person who corrupts the book? I mean, if you're all into sin, you know, like, you could be God inspired, but that doesn't mean that, you know what I mean, everything is meant for the whole entire universe. Like, I believe there's a God, but I'm not too sold on all this, you know what I mean, other stuff. I you know what I mean, I might be sold on the fact that there's 10 commandments and the Moses thing. Like, I might be more sold on some of the first Genesis and everything, because I can understand, man. Nope, gotta stay in the night. I ain't doing no fireworks stuff. That's what them crazy dudes on no fireworks. Wait a second. I declined it in the thing. How am I still rolling with him? Oh shit. See, this is what happens when you fuck with these white boys. They get you some crazy shit. Some crazy fun ass shit. So don't get it twisted. That shit be fun as hell sometimes. Mr. Jenkins knows. You know, follow my live stream. We'll see what's cracking with this joint. You know, I'm gonna start talking some up here. I'm gonna invite a couple people. See what's cracking on this thing. Niggas done burnt up some shit. I know that dude from somewhere. If anybody knows that dude's name, you let me know. Like all of these people, they are somebody in real life. I just know me. I am somebody in real life, and my name is Mr. Jenkins. And because my kids are sleeping, and I seem to be making noise to wake them up, I'm not even gonna be loud this time. Reading strips. Stupid basketball team. D-League team. Oh gosh. She hustling you, player. She hustling you, player. This thing here ain't got no bass in his voice. I wish you could change the tone of your voice. He's like, oh man, the game. This is like Michael Jackson on the joint. It's a hit. I actually met him a couple times. Yeah, well, could you say goodbye to Bubbles for me? And it should be like, man, there's a problem, yo. Everybody should burn and stuff, you know what I mean? Joint is real crazy. It's all messed up, you know what I mean? Mind if I bust you down for a minute? Oh, who has interest? Oh, all the team. No, what? Okay, so you don't care? Whatever it takes. Get 3 assists to Marcus Young. I think I will. But first, let's take a pause for the cause. Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Special report. D is in the house. That's all the name you're gonna give me is D? D who? D's nuts! Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. That was your news report. And now for weather. How's the weather doing, Jake? Yo, Negro, my name is not Jake. Back to you, Steve. Anyway, Drugs are bad. Just don't take them. Because you might fall into a little weird dark trap where you turn into Screwhead and you just start talking to yourself. Y'all know who Screwhead is? Check out what is that, Adult Swim? Shout out to Adult Swim. They what is it, Robo Chicken Head? What is it, Robo Chicken Head? Robot Chicken. Yeah, Robot Chicken, man. They got this dude, man, from the GoBots named Screwhead. Yo, this dude is crazy. He be like, Screwhead coming in the joint, like, Screwhead, you know what I'm saying? I'll be at the door, they be like, who is it? I'm not going to the door. I'll be like, hey, there's nothing there. They'll be like, oh, that's not Screwhead. Then I'll be like, boom, boom, bang, boom, bang. Yeah, Screwhead is all up in the door, you know what I'm saying? I'll get sneak and drop on these anyway. You know what I mean? When they coming through, they be like, oh, what's that? That's just a truck. It's a truck with a screw on it. And they be like, yeah, man, they ain't even paying attention. I'll be like, boom, bang, boom, bang, bang. Fooled you. This is Screwhead. They wasn't just screw on it. Screwhead the whole time. Yeah, that's how I hold it down. Something like that, but that shit is crazy. What if Wonder Woman was a midget? Would it make any difference? What if Superman was actually Chinese? What if Aquaman was Ethiopian? I don't know, I just wonder these things. How did Aquaman get those tattoos to stay on his body? What kind of ink was used if he is bulletproof? How did he ink that in? Did he do it himself? I mean, it's a lot of tats to wonder. Has anybody seen that Shazam movie? I saw it. Spoiler alert. It's not too bad. I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying it's not too bad. I'm gonna take a pause here for the calls. Because, I gotta pause my stuff. Till next time, Cheeto heads. Till next time.